morning, folks. I thought I would hop on and speak to you today about some comments I always get from my clients, especially on a Monday. But I mean, the thought were really triggered by someone who said something in a Facebook group similar to she has started a business and she has failed. She didn't go into the details as to why she said she failed, but it sounded like it had to do with this whole COVID thing. Things didn't work out. And she made the remark there about how do I start a new business if I am a failing entrepreneur or something in that line, right? And everybody was giving her advice, and my response to her actually was that the biggest advice I can give her is not to put that label or tag around your neck saying that you are a failing entrepreneur, because if you walk into the next goal with that mindset or with that label that you've attached to yourself, then you've pretty much set yourself up for failure already, even from the get-go. Now, what happens is I get this feedback a lot from clients, especially on a Monday, where I would ask them how did the weekend go, and in terms of their eating and stuff like that, and some would come back and say, oh gosh, I completely fell off the bus, or this happened, or my child is with us, or whatever the case might be, and they have family members with them. Family members don't eat the way they want to eat, and that's actually a topic for another day. I'm going to speak about that on Thursday when I have a session with Real Meal Revolution around self-esteem and self-concept, and what impact that actually has on people that are binge eating, emotional eating, or addicted to food. But that's a topic for Thursday. But they will come back and say that, gosh, I completely fell off the bus. And one thing, and it sort of also relates to a lot of people that we find in our news feeds on Facebook that just are at a state where they cannot see anything positive, right? They're just at a state where everything is like a mess and this is not going to work. And, we all have those individuals in our news feeds, even though I very intentionally clean up my newsfeed, my Facebook newsfeed when I see these things. You can like manipulate your newsfeed to show only the stuff you want to see. If you didn't know that, drop me a comment. I'll explain to you what you need to do. But these folks are still going to creep up, right? So here's something you can remember. If you are an individual that are in contact with a person like that, or you have friends like that, when people find themselves in an emotional state like this, it's really because they have subscribed to a general belief that the past equals the future. If you recall one of the previous sessions I did, I spoke specifically around living in the future, living in the present, and living in the past. And how living in the future can cause anxiousness, living in the past can make you depressed and despaired and all of that kinds of stuff. But the thing with individuals that express, I also almost want to say, this emotional state of mind, is because they believe and they've subscribed to a belief in their life that whatever has happened in the past is going to happen in the future. So when people live this way, it's pretty clear that they don't have much hope. They don't have much to live for. They're not excited about life. And they will continue to live life in an anxious and in a scared way, because that is looking at the future causes people to do is they become scared and they become anxious. And all they do is they are just waiting for the next thing to happen to them. So it's like sometimes a client will sign up for a weight loss program, and they will, the first conversation I have with them is like, they've signed up now, they've signed up for a program, but they already are anxious about the 2-week mark or the 6-week mark when they're going to fall off the bus. And what a lot of people struggle to realize is that if you are in that current state, thinking about what's going to happen in the future, you have absolutely no tangible evidence that that is going to happen. You have no evidence that you're definitely going to fall off the bus, right? Unless you are going to make yourself fall off the bus and you have like an intentional plan, I'm going to fall off the bus. There's no evidence to support that belief that that is what's going to happen. And this is where a lot of people get stuck in life. We see them on social media. You might have, I think also with this whole COVID thing, one thing I have seen, I've almost seen like a state of some of my friends that I didn't even knew existed, which was in a way shocking, but I guess understandable because they do not have the maturity to understand the fact that their past doesn't your past, or well, anybody's past does not equal your future. So remember, here's the thing about that. If you are an individual that's living with somebody like that, or you are in the environment with somebody that lives like that, you cannot change that emotional state on their behalf. You cannot change that emotional state unless they come to some sort of awareness that your past does not equal your future. And there are things they can do to work through, and I work with my clients through that, and that is the part of the progress to get to that place where they become aware that your past does not equal your future. But unless a person is not willing to work towards, I almost want to say, a better emotional state, unless they are not willing, unless they are willing to work and be open and become aware that that's not the case, that whatever happens in future, your past does not predict what's going to happen in your future. There's nothing really you can do for a person like that. We talk a lot about people that have common sense and people that doesn't have common sense, and unfortunately when people are stuck there, it's something that has to happen within. There's nothing you and I can do to change that. Absolutely nothing. The best thing you can do in circumstances like this, if you are, I'm talking about you are now sitting in that situation, you are forced to live with them, the best thing you can now do is to guard your own heart, is to guard whatever you have, to make sure you stay sane, and to make sure that you are in that emotional state of mind where you can move forward in life, and where you can move forward and look forward to tomorrow and whatever the future might hold. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you. Hang in there. I'll come back tomorrow, talk a little bit about other things. I mean, I'm picking certain things up from my clients, so I'll come back and share that. I hope that will be useful, and I'll speak to you guys again throughout the week. Bye.